is Giraffe and you're watching Tech with Giraffe. इस वीडियो में हम थोड़ी अलग जगह पे आए हैं क्योंकि हम आए हैं Tech2 के Innovate इवेंट पे। तो 2 दिन का इवेंट है इन पार्टनरशिप विद Gorilla Glass। यहाँ पे अलग अलग ब्रांड है, टेक्नोलॉजी के ब्रांड है, यहाँ पे अलग सोशल मीडिया इन्फ्लुएंसर्स, अलग अलग की नोट्स हैं, परफॉर्मेंसेस भी हैं म्यूजिशियंस की, काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें हैं। इस वीडियो का बेसिक पर्पस यही है कि आपको दिखाना कि अगर ऐसे इवेंट्स होते हैं जो होते रहते हैं, उसमें आप क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं इन इवेंट से, आपको क्या वैल्यू मिल सकती है इन इवेंट से। तो बिना किसी देरी के इस वीडियो को शुरू करते हैं।
A big Delhi warm welcome to John Bayne of Gorilla Glass.
And one of our very earliest products was the glass envelope for Thomas Edison's light bulb.
So after this, John Bayne explained the history of the company Gorilla Glass, and then there was a panel discussion between John Bayne and Shireen Maan. After that, the floor was open for some questions, and I ended up asking one.
Hello, my name is Ashish Arora, and my question is that recently Samsung launched Galaxy Z Flip, and they in-house developed a foldable glass of some sort which they've included in the Galaxy Z Flip. So is there any plan for Corning for foldable smartphones? Do they have any plan for incorporating their technology, Corning Gorilla Glass's technology, into foldable smartphones, which are the next big thing?
Yes, good question. So the outside of that device actually has Gorilla Glass 6 to protect it.
It is.
The
but
inside,
of that.
and the inside you're seeing people try plastic and glasses. Our view is our glass product isn't quite ready for mainstream. If you look at the existing solutions, I think they all have challenges. Plastic will still scratch, and even some of the glass solutions have certain drawbacks. So we will absolutely participate in this market. We're not panicking yet because I think bendable in general is going to be a slow roll. I think the price point is it's not going to be mass adoption right away, and we don't want to bring a glass product to market until we know for sure it's the right solution, and we're getting close. We will absolutely participate, but we're not quite there yet.
A broad timeline of when we can expect that? You said you're close, not close enough. So broad timeline of when we can expect it?
I think you'll start to see samples second half of this year and maybe into mass production next year. And I think, as I said, I think the growth of bendables will be a little bit slower than smartphones took off after about 1 or 2 years. They really took off. I think bendables may be a little bit slower adoption.
So after that Q&A, I went to Zone 2, and over there was a session with Ryan George, who's a men's luxury blogger and social media influencer. It was a very informative session, and this is what he said.
How did he happen? Where did his journey start? That's what we're here for, Rian. So take it away. So it's really interesting. Actually, I started 16 or 17 years ago as a journalist. So my primary profession is that of a print journalist. So I started at a magazine, and this is before the time of Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, before any form of social media. So I mean, even if it is paid content, it needs to be packaged very well in a credible way, and it needs to be kind of pushed out in such a way that actually reflects you and your opinion. So I think that's when people actually start following you and taking you seriously. And one more point, and I think is when you engage back with your followers. For me, it's extremely important. So if there are 100 comments below a photo, all 100 will get a response from me.
So after that, there was a session by Gore Aston in Zone 1, which was adjacent to Zone 2. And this is what someone from the audience said to him.
सबके बेस पे कहना चाहता हूँ कि हम लोग मतलब डायरेक्शनलेस नहीं रहते, हमारा एम तो था कि कुछ करना है, बट वो पर्पस नहीं था। आपको देख के लगता है कि यार हाँ ऐसे जिंदगी जीनी है तो ऐसे जीनी है, नहीं तो जिंदा तो सब है। बहुत बड़ी बात बोल दी आपने। थैंक यू सर।
After that, it was a session with Samiksha Sood, who's a TikTok star, and she highlighted how someone can work their way to the top when it comes to TikTok as a platform.
मतलब like your husband is not anymore. तो ये
It's a storytelling. It's a complete story that
this is a content creation. तो इसके लिए भाविन और मैंने रात को बैठ के सोचा कि कल हमें इसके ऊपर कंटेंट बनाना है, which should be related to Valentine Day also, and we are not making Valentine Day, we are making it as a Black Day. तो हमें उस कंटेंट को डालते हुए हम कैसे बना सकते हैं?
And after that, there was a session with actor Varun Pruthi, who shared some very informative and motivational things to ponder upon.
घर के अंदर दुनिया की सारी मशीनें लगा देता हूँ जिम की, अगर अंदर से करने की चाह नहीं है ना, तुम तब भी नहीं करोगे। कितने लोग होते हैं साल के पैसे देके जिम में आते हैं फिर भी जिम नहीं जाते, क्यों? चाह नहीं है। और कुछ लोग पार्क में ही भाग भाग के दंड बैठक मार के बॉडी निकाल देते हैं, क्यों? क्योंकि चाह है। अगर भगवान ने भूख दी है ना, उससे बड़ी कोई चीज नहीं है। लोग रोते हैं यार मैं तो यार भूखा हूँ, अरे भाई भूखा ही तो ब्लेसिंग है, अगर भूख नहीं होगी तो आगे कैसे बढ़ोगे?
So after that, it was time for PUBG, and popular content creators Ronnie and Dynamo organized a custom lobby in which all the attendees of the event participated. It was a custom lobby in which even Dynamo played, so how cool is that? And there was this guy right next to me who died to Dynamo quite early in the game, so it was quite funny. And this is how it went down.
What a headshot! Nice! It was supposed to be a leg shot, but last point पे round it turn मार दिया, सर को सामने expose कर दिया, gives him the headshot advantage. ये बता खड़ा देखना है कि बाकी लोगों को कैसे मारेंगे। गाइस हमें निकलना है, हम ही कंपाउंड है, ठीक है? लाइक पट्टे से headshot दूंगा।
So after that, it was time for a Q&A session with executives from Xiaomi India, and they discussed about their product lineup in the country, and they also discussed what all products they might bring to our country in the future. So it was quite informative.
काम चल रहा है, काफ़ी चीज़ें करनी पड़ती हैं। जब भी आप कोई ग्लोबल प्रोडक्ट इंडिया लेकर आते हो तो आपको सर्टिफिकेशन फिर से करना पड़ेगा। जब टीवी लॉन्च करने वाले थे तो आपको इसका सॉफ्टवेयर फिर से रीडिज़ाइन करना पड़ता है। तो इन सब चीज़ों पे काफ़ी समय लगता है, काफ़ी काम चल रहा है, और इसलिए मैं 2020 में आपको ये सारी चीज़ें प्रॉमिस कर रहा हूँ कि धीरे धीरे आपको ये सारी चीज़ें दिखने लगेंगी Xiaomi की तरफ से।
But you know what the thing is with these type of events is that they're so big, and the scale of these events is so insane that you always miss out on something or the other. So for me, I missed out on a Q&A which was between Kusha Kapila, who's a famous social media influencer, and Gadgetwala or Ankit Venkatulekar, who I personally have grown up watching, so he's a hero for me, but I sadly missed out on that. After this, it was time for evening performances in which various artists performed. The artist lineup for day 1 was Jasleen Olak, Kash Kale and the Indian Ocean. Day 1 was ended on such a powerful note, all thanks to the Indian Ocean. Day 2 of Tech2 Innovate was as action-packed as Day 1. Started off with Mark Johnson, who is the founder of Playing for Change. Then a group of artists from Playing for Change performed live for us at 12 PM. It was an out-of-the-world experience. Then it was a Q&A session with Suchita Salwan, who's the co-founder of LBV or Little Black Book. She and Megha Vishwanath discussed about startups and how startups in India operate and how ambitious entrepreneurs can get funding and all that sort of thing. Next up was another PUBG session, but this time it featured Tanmay Bhatt and Carrie Manati. Today, Carrie Manati played with all the attendees, and it was a custom lobby just like Day 1, and it went quite well. After that, there was an interactive session with Chef Abhishek Gupta. He discussed plating science and how design plays a major role in food presentation and how you can plate your dish a lot better. After that, there was also a Nojoto open mic in which a lot of artists performed. While all of this was going on, a lot of things were happening simultaneously. A lot of booths were open for attendees to interact with. There was a Z-Bat booth in which they discussed about bat technology. There was a booth for FIFA gaming on console. Next up was a Q&A between Mr. Faizu, his manager, and Shireen Bhan. They discussed about TikTok and the journey of Faizu himself, as to how he started off and how he became one of the most popular TikTok content creators in India. In the evening, it was time for artists to perform. The artist lineup for day 2 was Playing for Change. They performed for the second time on day 2. Next, Raja Kumari played live, and to sum it all up, it was Ritviz with his Urgai, and that is how Tech2 Innovate was wrapped up.